Okay, good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start this
What
PowerPoint. Go ahead.
what what do you add to the water?
Well, what we added to the water was bacteria and enzymes. What kind of bacteria do you think would be important for us to add to the water?
Not sure.
Okay. Remember when we first talked tonight? We talked about two different kinds of bacteria that need dissolved oxygen. What were they?
Amorphic and
Very good. Keep going. Aerobic and anaerobic, right? Very good. So if we have anaerobic and aerobic bacteria as two different kinds of bacteria, the aerobic bacteria are the ones that require the dissolved oxygen, and the anaerobic are the ones that don't require as much. So what we do is we add circulation through compressors and diffusers, and I'll show you what they are coming up in this PowerPoint. And that's what provides dissolved oxygen to the water.
Looking good.
Thank you. Let me see. Let me hit the button here for the PowerPoint and see if we can change the slides. Only the owner can change slides. So, let's see. Miss Hearns? There it is. I have permissions. All right. This is a slide presentation we use, gang, when we're making presentations to town governments here in the U.S. You all following me?
we're good.
Very good. I'm trying to change the slide, so. Am I doing it, Miss Hearns, or can you? Next slide. Next slide. Okay. Gang, can you see this slide behind me? Tell me if you can or not.
Yes, we can see.
Does this look like a body of water you've got in New Zealand?
No.
You tell me you don't have algae on your lakes in New Zealand.
Yes, we do.
Ah. Anybody else? Remember I asked you guys, you got to help me. You got to let me know what's going on. How about you, Zeb? Zeb, you're huge, by the way. You know that? Good. Okay. Ms. Hearns tells me and confirms that there's a lot of water bodies with algae. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Excessive weed growth, accumulation of muck, loss of depth, algae blooms, odor, fish kills. Next slide. There are myths that experts, quote unquote, paid a lot of money to consult on lake restorations will tell you. They will charge a lot of money for their services, and frankly, what I've been finding for the last 30 years is that the information that they're giving is getting kind of tired and old because they're really not cleaning anything up. Based on the, yeah, someone just mentioned to me it looks like their backyard pool. Yes, I know, I just opened mine up. The information and the service, quote unquote, that we're getting from a lot of the experts really aren't providing towards the reversal of this nasty condition. Now, based on the videos you just saw, does it look like some of the work we're doing reverses this condition? Talk to me.
Yes. What does dredging mean?
What's that, dear?
What does dredging mean?
Does what now? I can't, you're just being talking very softly.
What does dredging mean?
JJ. Dredging! I'm sorry. Dredging is where you take a big bucket and and you dredge, you pull it out like a cat box, like you're cleaning the cat box. So when you're cleaning the cat box, that's your local lake, that's what dredging is. You're pulling up all that muck with a big piece of equipment, and you're throwing it inside of a big pot. You're putting it inside of a pot on the side of the lake into a big pile, right? Yuck all over the place. Stinks, it's horrendous, it's disgusting, it smells like rotten eggs. It actually is hazardous waste, and it has to get pulled away, and they charge in the United States as hazardous waste. It will cost in the tunes of millions of dollars to dredge a body of water. When you dredge a body of water, it pulls the muck out, but not all of it. And it doesn't take care of the problem that caused the condition in the first place. Okay.
Then what is the next step from there?
I'm sorry, dear. What's that?
After you've done dredging, what's the next process, or what is the next step from there?
I follow. Okay. So these experts are saying if you spend a lot of money with us, we're going to tell you the best thing you can do. It's a myth in my book. Spend a lot of money with us, we'll dredge it out. It's not going to take care of the problem, but you know what? It'll look good for maybe a year. They haven't taken care of the long-term issue at hand, which will ultimately balance out the water body and not provide for the biological remnants to accumulate in the bottom. Let me try to move to the next slide here. Okay, I'm still not able to move the slides, Ms. Hearns. Next slide. Okay, phosphorus. So these experts will say that weed harvesting, which is a big unit like a big lawnmower on a lake, pulling out the weeds, all it's doing is giving a little bit of a haircut of the weeds on top of the lake. Doesn't take care of the problem. Costs a lot of money. Dredging, pulling out all the muck, carting it away, doesn't take care of the problem, very expensive. Herbicides. Anyone know what an herbicide is?
No.
What's a pesticide?
It's, you put in crop
Hey.
kills pests.
There you go. Pesticide is to an herbicide. Herbicide is to pesticide as raid is to spraying ants, right? When you want to kill ants. Do you have raid in New Zealand? Nice, right? You needed that. Okay, so the issues are how do you find the mechanisms by which experts can give you the best advice for taking care of the problem. The suggestions they make cost a lot of money and they don't solve the overall problem. Okay, the overall problem is to deal with, what's the top of this slide say? What's one word say? Phosphorus. See that? Phosphorus is the issue at hand. You want to eliminate the phosphorus load that's coming into the water bodies. And dissolved oxygen, the bullet below that. You guys told me that you're taking readings for dissolved oxygen and phosphorus in your local water bodies, yes?
Yes.
Okay, when you are taking these phosphorus readings and these dissolved oxygen readings, these are the two constituents, the two key constituents that you need to control in order to keep a lake in balance. The reason, very simple, gang, the reason why these lakes are dying all over the world is because, God bless, is because the reason why these lakes are dying all over the world is because they're overfed and they're out of balance. They're really out of shape. By overfed, I mean that the total phosphorus that's coming into it is more than Mother Nature could handle before. And the amount of dissolved oxygen in the body of water provided for bacteria, aerobic bacteria, that could handle the phosphorus load coming in. So when I say to you that these lakes are overfed and out of balance, That's what I mean. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, now, pop quiz. You ready for a quiz?
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
Go off.
okay, one answer quiz. You ready? Who's having a good time?
I am.
We all are.
Me.
Yay, I'm having a good time too. All right, next slide.
Yes, you can. I can hear you, Kojic.
Can you hear me? All right. What does this bag on the left on the slide look like? Do you guys have that New Zealand Scott's Turf Builder?
Never seen it before.
Haven't seen it.
What that product is what we use here in the United States. They sell it on the shelf of the hardware store. Yes, but different. Okay, good, Liz. Thank you. That's a turf builder. That's used to do what with your lawn?
Fertilizer?
It's fertilizer. What's this guy? What's this guy in the middle? What's this guy in the middle with the nice little long neck and the nice tuxedo on? Who's he?
Duck?
That's a
Quack.
duck. That's a duck. Whack whack. What does he provide after he eats all of his lunch and dinner and breakfast? What's he provide for a gift for us? Fertilizer, right?
Oh.
What's this
It
tube?
does.
Right? You like that? What's this tube
Oh,
on the?
okay.
What's this tube on the right? What's this? What's going on here on the right? The end of the three pictures.
Sewage pipe?
Sewage pipe. Nice. I can smell it from here.
Yeah.
All three of these things. What does it say behind me? In the red.
They provide
Pound.
pound of phosphorus.
1
Can
pound of
produce.
phosphorus can provide how many pounds of weeds and algae?
10,000.
Oh my! Are you serious?
Wow.
Next slide. 20 fertilized acres puts 80 pounds of excess phosphorus into a watershed. It's like dumping 300 pickup trucks into your water body.
Wow.
That's how much the weeds and algae would weigh in terms of their weight, right? 800,000 pounds of weeds and algae. It's like dumping 300 pickup trucks in your water body. That's just 20 fertilized acres. Or hectares. You guys got hectares over there, right?
Yeah.
In acres.
Yeah, okay. So you guys are hooking up what that means, right? I'm trying to change the next slide. It's not happening. There we are. Next slide. I know we don't have a lot of time left. How much time do we have left?
15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's a lot of I've got about 80 slides here, so I'm going to fly through some of the more important ones. And these slides need to change faster than that. Herbicides are so okay. Here's a little test. Herbicides are good for a lake, or at least do no harm.
No. Oh.
No, that's not right. Herbicides basically kill the weeds, and the weeds provide for. This is a good slide. I want to stick on this. Herbicides kill the weeds. The weeds go where when they're killed?
The bottom of the lake.
They fall to the bottom of the lake. What happens then?
They decay.
They decay. What happens when they decay?
They deplete oxygen from the lake.
Yes, sir. How does that happen? The aerobic bacteria need to have oxygen to gobble these things up and turn them into a very fine ash. Because there's not enough dissolved oxygen and there's an overabundance of nutrients and phosphorus, the anaerobic bacteria become selected out for, and the aerobic bacteria dies off. Without aerobic bacteria breaking this stuff down, what do you think happens? The muck accumulates. the muck accumulates, right?